Well, US President Donald Trump has responded to Iran's warning of a major response. He's posted on Truth Social. Iran just stated that they're going to hit very hard today, harder than they have ever hit before. He then wrote in all caps, they better not do that, however, because if they do, we will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. Manuel Rapalo joins us live now from Washington, D.C. So, Manuel, just tell us more about what Donald Trump has been saying about the events of the past 24 hours and more.
Nick, the fact that President Trump in just the last hour took to Truth Social shows that he is still very much focused on these developments as they continue to unfold in Iran with Operation Epic Fury. The messaging has not changed, however. The primary narrative here from the Trump White House is that this was an operation, the operation itself in conjunction with the Israeli military was, quote, necessary to protect U.S. forces in the region, to deter any more Iranian threats, and to contain Iran's nuclear ambitions. Right now, what we can also point to are statements from late on Saturday from the Department of Homeland Security, which was putting embassies in the region on high alert, as well here domestically from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. FBI Director Kash Patel says that he's put the FBI's counterterrorism unit on high alert domestically over the potential for, or rather from over chatter from pro-Iranian groups on social media. So there is a concern here domestically over whether or not the United States is prepared to counter any possible attacks here domestically in the United States, given the fact that there's still questions over the funding for the Department of Homeland Security. So more questions. It's quite late in almost 2 in the morning here in Washington, D.C., but President Trump will surely be facing a lot more questions in the morning and as well as the coming days.
I understand reaction within political circles has been on partisan lines, but what about from the broader public? Because, of course, Donald Trump, he did campaign on the fact that, you know, no more wars. It's all about America, not going into having any foreign intervention.
President Trump is going to have a hard time convincing the American people that this was a military action that was in the best interest of the United States. Specifically, his base, which he rallied back in 2016, is saying that promising to, quote, stop racing to topple foreign regimes. Those are President Trump's own words. He campaigned in the last election very heavily on a platform of no foreign wars, of no prolonged conflicts, of not dragging the United States into quagmires like Iraq or the war in Afghanistan. President Trump is in a difficult position right now where he is going to have to convince not only lawmakers on Capitol Hill here in Washington that regime change, if that is the objective of the United States, regime change would be in the best interest of the United States, would be serving U.S. interests. He has to convince his base that that this was the right move, a base that was rallied again on this idea that the United States would be America first. We're already hearing from some Republicans, from people, from members of his own base, from the so-called Make America Great Again movement, who are saying this is not America first. How exactly does this serve U.S. interests, and how exactly is this making America safer?
And he will want to get, given everything you've said, he'll want to get U.S. involvement done and dusted as soon as he possibly can in Iran.
That's absolutely the case. President Trump very clearly does not want a prolonged conflict. He's made it clear that he is not looking to put boots on the ground in the United States. We also know that President Trump, though he's very politically savvy and knows very well how to speak to his base and to rally his base using TV and using social media, but there is this concern. We also have this very clear understanding that President Trump cares very deeply about this image that he's trying to portray of a peacemaker, of a peacetime president. So if what many who are criticizing this operation, this ongoing operation right now, saying that this could have the opposite effect and instead pull the United States deeper into a conflict, this could, for lack of a better term, tarnish that image, tarnish that messaging that President Trump is trying to portray, both domestically and internationally.
All right, that's the latest story from Washington, D.C.